First at 4, border frustrations grow and show no signs of stopping. This is a live look at the Ambassador Bridge. We'll talk about what's at risk, and we're hearing from the mayor of Windsor on why his hands are tied. Breaking news from the Winter Olympics. There are reports of a Russian figure skater testing positive for a banned drug. What we're hearing right now, and here's Paul.
Tell you what, Karen, temperatures zoomed into the 40s today, but a cold front has crossed the area and we have flakes coming back in the forecast. I'll have your forecast straight ahead.
Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Karen Drew. First at 4, we've got traffic troubles spread on the Canadian border from one bridge now to 2. Take a look at what's been happening at the Ambassador Bridge on the left side of your screen and the Blue Water Bridge in Port Huron on your right. A huge protest in Canada is having a ripple effect on our side of the border. This mess growing now for 3 days. Sean Lay joins us with the very latest. He is hearing from the mayor of Windsor. Sean, can anything be done here?
Well, let's get right to that, Karen. Very good question that the mayor of Windsor is getting on that side. He says residents are demanding that he do something to forcibly remove the trucker protesters on that side who are protesting Canadian vaccine mandates. They say they do not want to be told to get a vaccine mandate. Look, where I am at right here, this is the ramp heading to the Ambassador Bridge over to Canada. You can see it's closed right here. Now, the bridge is open to the U.S. side, but if you look at the bridge, how often do we see it like that? It is almost empty. We're seeing very few trucks getting through. That's due to the backup on the other side. So the mayor of Windsor is addressing this issue about he's being asked to forcibly remove the protesters, and he says that is not going to happen. The protest sparking a massive backup that is slowing down. $300 million worth of goods, auto parts, food, medication trucked here every day. Trucks headed over the bridge into Canada are being stopped. The Canadian side is closed. Truckers on the Windsor side are joining in the massive protest in the capital of Ottawa. The issue, truck drivers do not want to be subject to Canada's COVID vaccine mandate. The mayor of Windsor says the protests are peaceful. Everyone has the right to protest. But he's now getting calls from residents in Windsor demanding that the protesters and the trucks be forcibly removed. The mayor explains why that is not happening.
And while it may be gratifying for some to see the forced removal of the demonstrators, such action may inflame the situation and certainly cause more folks to come here and add to the protest. And we don't want to risk additional conflict.
All right, back here live on the ramp to the Ambassador Bridge. Look, Karen, there is a lot to break down here. Live at 5 o'clock, we'll talk to a transportation consultant. He has been here on the ground in Detroit for years, so he knows exactly how this is breaking down, and a truck driver who is in this area out of Romulus. They're both going to say how all of this is really, we're all going to feel this when we go to the grocery store or try to buy a car. It is eventually going to catch up with all of us. That's at 5 o'clock, Karen.
Oh, it sure is. All right, we'll see you at 5. Thank you, Sean. We've got breaking news from the Olympics this afternoon. Sources telling Reuters and USA Today that Russian figure skater Kamila Valieva has tested positive for a banned substance. Now, we know the medal ceremony for the team event has been delayed as something was sorted out behind the scenes. The 15-year-old skater was on the 6-member Russian team that won the gold, followed by the U.S. and Japan. So far, nothing official from the International Olympic Committee. We will have an update on Local 4 News at 5. And we told you it was going to happen, and today a second man has pleaded guilty to conspiracy in a plot to kidnap Michigan's Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Caleb Franks of Waterford entered his guilty plea today. He now admits he agreed to participate in a scheme to grab the governor because of her restrictive policies in the early months of COVID-19 pandemic. 4 other men who face charges are claiming FBI informants infiltrated the Wolverine Watchman and then pushed the plan forward. Franks says that's not true, and he's expected to testify against the others. Franks will do prison time, but his sentence is months away. Today, Governor Gretchen Whitmer unveiled a new state budget worth $74.1 billion. It is the first step in the budget process that featured a Democratic governor, a Republican-led legislature, and election year politics. Mix it all together, got quite a story. Kimberly Gill joins us with some of the highlights in the plan. Hey, Kim.
Hi, Karen. The governor's financial plan is supercharged with billions in surplus money due to extraordinary federal payments to the state government in response to the coronavirus pandemic and higher than anticipated state income and sales tax revenues. Here's just some of what the $74.1 billion state budget includes. Investments in roads and infrastructure. It offers pay bonuses to frontline workers, and it cuts taxes for retirees and low-income families. It also significantly boosts education spending. The governor talked more about her education plans at an event in Grand Ledge this afternoon.
So this budget puts Michigan students first. It will, 1, make our schools safer, 2, help our students catch up, 3, support our teachers, and 4, ensure that every kid can go back to just being a kid. All the stress of the last 2 years, let's help them focus on their academics and their social skills and their deductive reasoning skills and the things we want our kids to have carefree, but the support they need.
Meanwhile, Republican legislators are reacting to the governor's proposal. They favor broader tax relief than Governor Whitmer's targeted cuts, such as reduction in the individual and corporate income tax rates.
What I'd like to see is some tax relief. Our state tax revenues are skyrocketing, and it's driven because hardworking families, our working class, is getting pinched because of inflation.
As we mentioned earlier, the governor's plan does cut taxes for retirees and low-income families. Of course, her budget is subject to approval by the Republican-controlled legislature. The deadline to approve a spending plan is on June the 30th. Our Rod Maloney has been talking with the governor about what comes next. You can see his report coming up on Local 4 News tonight at 5. Until then, Karen, we'll send it back to you.
All right. Thank you, Kim.
Sure thing.
Well, for the past week, we have seen encouraging signs when it comes to COVID-19 numbers in Michigan. Now, we did just get new data from the state, and it seems we're kind of stuck right now. State health experts are reporting more than 7,500 new cases in the past 2 days. That's a daily average of about 3,700, which is a few hundred above what we reported Monday. Another indicator we've been tracking is that 7-day positivity rate. It's stuck at that 21%. And do remember, the state numbers don't include home testing. That is not reported. Health experts are still recommending you take precautions against COVID and get fully vaccinated, which offers protection against serious illness or death. COVID-19 is still claiming lives, with an additional 330 deaths linked to COVID-related causes, with most of those coming from a records review. First at 4, we are also tracking some of the stories and some dramatic video making news across America. In Oklahoma City, this 5-alarm fire ripped through an apartment complex. The good news, no one lived there yet. We're told it was under construction. Up to 90 firefighters were called to the scene using ladder trucks to fight flames on that roof. The rooftop is made of rubber, and that made fighting the fire more challenging. The cause under investigation. The apartment was designed with 326 units and was supposed to open this spring. People in Philadelphia are talking about the rescue of 5 people who were trapped in their homes by a water main break. You can see the water was just gushing onto the streets over several blocks, and that water was also pushing into people's basements. At least 5 people were pulled from their homes and taken to buses for shelter from temperatures in the upper 20s. So far, we haven't seen any information on what caused that break. Well, it was a bad day for water main breaks. We also have this video from Greenville, South Carolina. A break there caused a huge sinkhole to open up. Traffic had to be rerouted. Homes and businesses and had their water turned off. It is expected to last for at least 8 hours, that issue there. Meantime, here at home, we got the sunshine, midweek warm up. It was sure nice driving around all those puddles instead of ice out on the street there, Paul.
Yeah, hey, Karen, and good afternoon to all of you watching here on ClickOnDetroit.com. Whether you're watching at home, at work, maybe you're parked in a parking lot watching on your phone, glad you can be with us here in our 4 o'clock show, First at 4. Now, we're going to start with temperatures the next 4 days. These orange bars are what the forecast is. The blue bars is what's considered normal based on a 30-year average. So tomorrow, after being in the 40s today, tomorrow we're going to drop into the low 30s, which is close to average. Friday, back up to near 40 degrees, maybe even into the low 40s, and that's above average. But then this weekend, Arctic air coming in, barely making it to 20 degrees. In fact, we'll be down probably near 0 Saturday night into Sunday morning, well below average. But right now, It's 40s across the area for most of us. Grosse Ile, you're at 38 degrees, but you're being influenced by Lake Erie there. 4 degrees Celsius in Windsor. We have 44 at City Airport, 40 in Mount Clemens, 46 in Sterling Heights, 42 in West Bloomfield here in the Metro Zone. And then down in our South Zone, 41 at Dundee, 42 at Monroe. Adrian, you're at 38 degrees, 41 at Deerfield. Celine, you're at 41 degrees. In our West Zone, 42 at Whitmore Lake, 41 at Milford. We have 40 at Flint and 40 right now in Howell. And in our North Zone, mostly 40s again here. You have 39 in Sandusky. That's not far away, though. 43 in Melvin. We have 43 in Port Huron, 44 in Romeo, and low 40s also at Oxford, Romeo, and Ortonville and Pontiac. So, all right, let's talk about Storm Tracker 4. Nothing to show you right now, and the reason I'm watching it is because we have another cold front coming through later tonight. So what's going to happen is we're going to see some scattered light snow showers across the area. Nothing that's going to cause any accumulation or any problems on the roads, but just be aware there could be a few flakes flying tonight. So tomorrow there could be a scattered snow shower at any point during the day, but again, nothing of any impact. It's late tomorrow night into first thing Friday morning that we actually have a band of snow coming through the area, and this thing is going to maybe give us about an inch of snow, which could slow down the Friday morning commute. Again, this is the Friday morning commute, and then once this warm front goes through, which is the lead edge of some more warm air, we're going to get some snow and maybe even some light rain. So kind of a rain-snow mix here for the midday period. And then we have a second cold front that's going to be coming down, a second of the Friday cold fronts. That's an Arctic front. That's going to come through during the Friday evening hours, and that's the lead edge of the Arctic air, which could bring maybe a few light snow showers Friday night. But the big deal this weekend is going to be the temperature. So again, tonight, we're going to have temperatures dropping down to around 30, 32 degrees or so. Scattered snow, not anything that's going to be of any consequence. And then tomorrow, take a look. We're going to kind of stay flatlined in the low 30s through the day, kind of a steady temperature as the colder air coming in kind of battles with just the normal daytime heating. And then by tomorrow evening, we drop into the upper 20s. And then as we get into the weekend, as I mentioned, after that 40-degree high on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, barely making it to 20. Now, the Metro Zone, we're going to be around 3 degrees for low, but rural areas could be below 0. And then as we get into next week, we do start getting milder again. And by the middle of next week, more rain in the forecast and mid-40s, Karen. So a real roller coaster here over the next 7 days.
It sure is. All right. Thank you so much for your time, Paul. We appreciate it. See you at 5. Irish Pride making a comeback on the streets of Detroit this March with the return of the St. Patrick's Parade. Celebration was one of the first big casualties of the pandemic back in 2020 when everything was getting canceled. Well, we have this video from the pre-pandemic parade all the way back in 2019. This year's 62nd Detroit St. Patrick's Day Parade will step off near 6th Street and Michigan Avenue at 1 o'clock on Sunday, March 13th. It will feature floats and bands and clowns and is expected to last about 2 hours. Always a fun event. Winter Olympics are on right now over on Local 4, but we have plenty of news for you throughout the day and night. We are streaming news and weather weekdays at 4 o'clock. Plus, we have a special edition of Local 4 News every night at 10 p.m. at clickondetroit.com. That news update also streaming live on our Local 4 Plus app, which you can download to your smart TV, Roku, Fire Stick, or Apple TV. It's free, just like downloading an app for your phone right onto your TV. Join Kim and Devin tonight at 10. We're glad that you found First at 4 this afternoon here on clickondetroit.com. NBC's Olympic coverage runs through 5 o'clock, followed by our news at 5 and 6. And we're going to leave you with a look at a very important story Devin Skillion is working on for tonight at 5.
It's popular, it is very profitable, so why wouldn't a local plastic surgeon want to perform breast implant surgery?
A lot of patients presented to the office and they have this guilt in themselves, and I made a bad decision. What was I thinking? Why did I do this to myself? And I would say to them, I did it as well.
For most women, getting breast implants works out just fine, but not for everyone. You'll hear from the doctor who will take your breast implants out, but she will not put them in tonight at 5.